Okay, children, next we are going to learn the programming elements of C++. So, if you want to learn any language, you want to learn from basic thing, right? If you want to learn English language, what you want to do first? You want to learn alphabets, then words, then how to make sentences, then you are going to make a paragraph. Same way here also you want to learn some basic elements. First one we are going to learn is character set. Character set refers to the group of characters that are allowed to be used in a language. Some of the character set include letters, digits, spaces, special characters. So it is mentioned here letters A to Z, then digits 0 to 9, spaces, tabs, and special character you can see plus, minus, etc. Next element we are going to learn is token. Token, it is the smallest unit of a program. Okay, some of the token includes keywords, identifiers, constants, and operator. Okay, children, first one we are going to learn keywords. What are keywords? They are the reserved words that have already been defined in the language and have special meaning. It is already defined. Okay, we don't want to define it. But it cannot be used as a variable, class, or object function name. So it is already defined. So we cannot use this keyword for some other purpose. For example, class, case, if, for, int, float, double, etc. These are the example. Next is about identifier. What do you mean by identifier? It is a name used by the programmer for a variable, function, class, and so on in order to uniquely identify it. So it is a name used by the programmer for a variable function. Maybe you don't know what is a variable function, class, and all. So this and all we are using in C++. You just think that this variable function, class, and all we are using in a program, but we didn't study that. But for that we need a identifier. What is the identifier? It is a name used by a programmer in order to uniquely identifying it. There are some rules to be followed when defining identifiers. First rule is name of the identifier must be unique in a program, like roll number. Then it should start with a letter or a underscore. These are the rules to be followed when we are creating an identifier. Next, identifier in uppercase is different from lowercase. Okay, that is case sensitive, and you cannot use a keyword as the name of the identifier. You cannot use a keyword as an identifier. Okay, these are the rules to be followed when you are defining a identifiers in C++. Next is we are going to learn about constants. Next elements in C++ are constant. What are constants? Constants also known as literals. What is another name for constant? Literals. And literals are the identifiers whose value do not change during the program execution. Value is fixed. You cannot change the value. So they are known as constants. Okay, for example, 48, hello, q, all are constants. Okay, children, three types of constants are C++ constants are first one numeric constant, character constant, and string constant. What are numeric constant? They consist of only digits with or without decimal point. For example, 7 is 784, 98.52, but you can see minus 45. So it can be either positive or negative value. Okay. Next is about character constant. They consist of a single character enclosed in a single quotes. You can see the example. So it should be under enclosed in single quotes. Then string constant, they consist of sequence of characters enclosed in double quotes. For example, country, okay, it should be double quotes. So these are some valid string constants. So you understood what are the three types of constant: numeric, character, and string constant. Okay, in the numeric constant, it consists of either positive or negative values. Okay, next we are going to learn about operators. Okay, children, we are going to learn about operator. Children, what are operators? Operators are the symbol that define the type of operation to be performed on the data items used in a program. Maybe you learn this in mathematics, operators, plus addition, subtraction, multiplication operator, you know it, no? And the data items on which operators act is known as operands. Okay, so the data item on which operators act is known as what? Operand. There are C++ operators are classified as unary, binary and ternary operator. Unary operator, it requires only single operand to act. For example, that is increment operator, decrement operator and logical NOT. And binary operator, it requires two operands to act. All the arithmetic, relational and logical operator except logical NOT is an example for binary operator. So binary operator, it requires two operand, and unary operator, it requires single operand. That is the difference. Okay, so you understood what is unary operator and binary operator, and what is the operand and what are operators. That also you understood, right? So next we are moving to learn the third one, that is ternary operator. Okay, this ternary operator, so this ternary operator requires three operands to act. If an example of ternary operator in C++ is a condition operator. Why? Because it require three operands. That is why it is known as ternary operators. Okay, next we are moving to data type. What is a data type? Data type defines the type of the data and the operators that can be performed on it. You understood? Suppose if you in the some case we want to use character, some case we want to use integer, some case real numbers, like that. So the type of data for the C++ programming language, if we want to define it, then only computer can understand which type of data we are going to use in your program. So you want to define it first, then only computer can understand. So data type defines the type of data that are going to be used in a program. So for example, data types are basic data types we used are character, integer and real, and keyword used for this are char, int, float. And size means the memory location, size in memory, that is indicated in the form of bytes. How much size needed for the one character, that is one bytes. Second, for integer, how many? 2 bytes. And for float, 4 bytes.